Our tale begins just over 100 years ago. It all began with the expansion of Dutch colonial settlements, otherwise known as Mavuru. Having arrived and tasted the delicious and unique flavors of Africa, Mavuru wanted a bigger piece of the land pie. We said to them, "Oh, Mavuru, oh." But like all good things in life, just the taste was not enough. And it wasn't long before these colonialists with strange hairstyles were in conflict with the indigenous people. Indigenous people, commonly known as Mandaki. This is when the so-called native question arose. Native meaning black people, or as we've established, Mandaki, and question meaning, how do we steal the land? As they say, a boer maak 'n plan, and oh, did that boer maak 'n plan. Making up imaginary laws like the 1913 Land Act, this monster of legislation would force black people into reserves, take away their property rights, and create instead a ya-bus workforce mentality, which clearly worked very well, because today, if you ask the natives of this land what is their favorite place, they'll say, "Kasi for life, Baba, Kasi for life." And so began a tradition of racial segregation and land grabbing, the likes of which the world had never seen. Fast forward to a few years and a few more dodgy laws, and we ended up with the biggest all-white party in history. Except Dales was not invited. And on the ones and twos were people like this guy.
Apartheid.
Thankfully, though, the spirit of no surrender was strong, and the times, they were changing. There was a new government and new ideas like reconciliation and land reform. The aim was to give back at least 30% of the land in South Africa to black people, namely Cyril Ramaphosa. But taking and giving land is like wrestling a fat kid with a strong grip for his chocolates and marshmallows. Berewera spoke of appropriation without compensation, but people were distracted. Others spoke of this magical thing called the NDP, but nobody read it because it was too long. The dragging of feet continued until now, when the words of the great Mendoza echoed through Parliament. Wonke umuntu independent, let's go 50-50. But the descendants of the Mavuru said, no 50-50, man. That's it for today. Join me, Winston Charles Sumede III, next time for another brief history of things.
News that moves. ENCA.com.